Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.
The movement.
Mm-hmm.
Now, explain to the listeners, man, for those who don't know, what is the movement? What does it stand for? When I say the movement, Tim Campbell, and I put the movement behind it, tell me and tell the listeners what that mean, how did it come about, and the purpose of it.
Well, the purpose of the movement is to promote the quality of life for Black and brown people.
Okay.
Whatever that looks like, and it's multifaceted regions of life. You know, whether that be homelessness, whether it be marginalized people that feel like they need a voice. Essentially the movement came about to provide healthy forms of healthy platforms for people that just want to express themselves in terms of social justice, in terms of what was going on at a national level, this summer. And so basically how it came up is I was telling my girlfriend we was watching all the George Floyd stuff. We was just watching all the protests, and it was it was a tense time for a lot of Black people. And we were watching this, and as we were watching this, she would tell you, I kept saying, I gotta do something. Like I can't, I gotta do something. Like look at Little Rock, the streets are empty. You know what I'm saying? Like something has to happen. And so I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna create this flyer, and I'm gonna post this flyer to say everybody meet at the Capitol at 5:00. And
Yo, before you continue, so I remember you it was either post or you've said this at some point in time, but I'm thinking the movement was already in a it had already been established.
No.
Like it was something that was already created, and then you did this for a specific event.
no,
Okay.
So-
Continue. What?
I post this flyer. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna post this flyer, and after that, I'm gonna just see how I go. So I post this flyer, and before I post the flyer, I'm like, I need to reach out to somebody that's connected. I need to reach out to somebody that's connected. I got this idea. I already got how I want it to go. Let me reach out to somebody that's connected. Boom. Some told me I met Drake at the Martin Luther King parade and had a camera, and she asked me how to take pictures. I never took a picture in my life. Just bought a camera. But I'm like, I'm down to come take pictures if you need. So we end up exchanging contacts, and so I don't know. I just felt the spirit move me to say, hey, hit Drake up. Drake writes. I hit her up. Boom. Hey, what you think about this flyer? You down? She like, I'm down. What time you want us to be there? Boom. She instantly called Oya. She's also a member. So we on 3-way call. Like, hey, this how we and basically whatever I didn't prepare or plan, they smeared the rest of it out. I'm talking about got the contacting people, local people that were also doing the work. Bam, we slapped the flyer on Instagram and Facebook. I think it got over 50 shares. And I'm like, I'm looking at my girl like, we got to do this tomorrow. We kind of really got to do this.
You gotta show up.
When I get there, it's already, protest organizers are already kind of sitting on the Capitol, with their signs and stuff like that. And when I get there around 5, it's well 300 to 400 people out there. So I'm like, we really got to do this. Like people have came and we really got to do this. So at first, I'm just like, quick on your feet. So a guy introduced me, a guy named Rizal, a good friend of mine. He introduced me, and I get the styrofoam, and I just start going crazy. I don't know what came up on me. I just started talking and speaking toward, what we want and what we need is, Black African-American people at the time. And so everybody's crowded around me. I'm in the middle of this circle. And so I'm like, I don't know what came up on me. It was just like, march. So we marched down from the Capitol all the way down Capitol Street. And it was amazing, bro. Like I had, my girlfriend came running up with the camera trying to get the last, sights of it. And we were marching down Capitol, bro. We threw like 400 people when we left the Capitol. I turned around, bro. It was well over 1,000 people marching. And it was, I had never seen nothing about like it, because me and my girl were just watching Queen and Slim on the protest part, seeing the little boy at the protest. Like, it'd be cool to really go to a protest and really see what it's like, and she can contest. And, we was like, cool, that'd be cool. So here we are organizing this protest, moving this protest. We're marching down, and it's only one styrofoam. It's kind of like this big around. It's not even that big. And I'm just screaming to the top of my lungs for about 30 minutes from the front all the way to the back, different chants and, different things for people to say. And we got to the other end, Drika came through with this powerful poem and this powerful story. And Oya also came through with this powerful, just powerful platform of voice. And we marched back up with that same energy. And somebody got it on live. And I looked at the live, and the lady is saying, like, wow, like, this is Little Rock. So after that, I later see a post, it's saying, like, this is what it's looking like in Michigan. And it's got, like, fire. And, this was looking like in Minnesota. And they got, like, just people just throwing stuff. And then they had Little Rock on the list, too. And here we are marching, bro. Marching. And it's just crazy because, after that first protest, we still didn't establish a movement. It still wasn't the movement. We do another protest. So after that first protest, the governor had reached out to us. They reached out to us, and basically, when they reached out to us, we went. It was basically going from the streets to the seats. And one night, it was like overnight. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was pressure. It was tense. Ron McAdoo and his wife, Miss McAdoo, they went in there with us. It was me, Oya, Drika, and Kid. And we articulated, and, the governor looked at us, and said, what's needed? And we just looked around at each other, and, we demanded to see change, and he had a great ear to listen to what was going on, and he actually, was a part of that process with us planning, because when we got outside, the news was there, and like, so who are you? So we go in this corner, right? Like, me, like, so what are we, y'all? Like, what's our name? You know what I'm saying?
Justice League. No, that's already taken. It's already taken.
And it was Drika, the one that says, she said something around something, and I was just like, we just supporting the movement. Drika was like, that's it, the movement. You know what I'm saying? And then we was just like, oh, so when we got on the news, like, oh, we're such and such the movement, and that's how the movement got started, bro.
Dang.
And so later, the second protest, we asked for some protection, from our local agencies. They didn't provide that. So, there's some brothers in the neighborhood that are already protecting. My boy Greg, my chapter brother, he's already doing some protective work in the cities. So he comes out with his group, and they have, guns. They're armed. Because we couldn't get that state support. So we like, okay, well, we're going to go to the streets and get the support we need. So these guys are licensed to carry. They come out, we have a structure for them to go by, two at the front, two at the back. It's line. So while we're marching, because the movement was already receiving death threats at this time. My name was already on Facebook. It's like, this is the guy, this is a picture, this is, and I'm just like, wow, I was scared. I even called Dean Rutherford, and Dean Rutherford was a great ally and Connor, great allies and forming that protection that I needed, because he was like, you and Bryant, get out of Bryant, go home. So here I'm at my girlfriend's house, like, every day. You know what I'm saying? She probably got tired. I'm in there, I'm there every day, couldn't go home because Antifa came in and they had the Lakes of Hurricane on their list to where they would be staying. So I'm just like, oh, and Dean Rutherford's like, get out of there, go, go somewhere safe. So I'm going, funny story. So I decided I wanted to go and get some prayer. I need some prayer. I had to do some healing. There was a lot going on. So I'm praying with my people, right? And so, my phone is ringing, but like, I can't answer the phone. I ain't going to answer that. And I'm praying. So they're praying for me, my spiritual fathers and my spiritual mother. They're praying for me. And my phone is just going crazy. And so I finally answer the phone. My girl answer say, where are you at? I'm outside. I didn't pull it up with the strap because I got your location, but you weren't answering the phone, and you got death threats. You got this stuff going on. I'm outside. Wow. And I'm like, wow, powerful moment. You know what I'm saying? Because
wow.
Behind every, and sometimes not always behind every black man, it's a black woman. Sometimes it's in front of, so the moments that she took to actually step in the front was just major, so this all went into starting the movement. It wasn't just like, let's get some paperwork going. This was all starting this social justice move, here in Little Rock. So I was just glad to be a part of it.